All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast. Coming to you live. Wash Media HQ, Austin, Texas. My name's Will DeFries. David Ruff, how are we doing today?
Hey, what's up, man? I've got something you might be interested in. What if I told you I popped over to the Daily Star, as I often do, to see what's going on with the headlines? See what they're talking about across the pond. You're familiar with this. What if I told you the headline, the top story is, "The case is not closed. Brittany Murphy's death 15 years on as heartbroken dad still demands answers." They're still asking questions over there that, for whatever reason, we're not asking over here.
Well, Ashton Kutcher had her killed.
Is that the thought?
Yeah, apparently she died of pneumonia, and then I think she had someone else connected in her life die of pneumonia soon after. I'm just putting out conspiracy theories that I've read too much about on Twitter right now, but I mean...
I set you up for it.
Yeah,
I'm just as guilty.
I could easily, with all that's going on right now, drain the swamp in Hollywood.
You solved Avril Lavigne.
Mm-hmm.
You, I feel like, have had a number of other questions raised about other celebs that were valid. And
we all know that O.J. Simpson was Khloe Kardashian's dad.
Right.
Like, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's real easy.
You were ground floor on that, and now I'm giving you another one.
We also know that Taylor Swift did cocaine at the VMAs.
Right. Did you know that, Randy?
I did know that, yeah.
Touching based.
I'm going to put this on your plate now, Gumshoe.
Okay.
Happy to be here. Not so happy to be sitting over here. Just kind of got cucked.
Yeah, Dave, why are you sitting all the way over
there?
there?
Who'd you get cucked by, David?
Oh, God. The cuck himself, the irony, the original cuck, Michael Weiner.
Hi, Dave. I guess you're referring to me. Hello, audience. It's good to be with you today.
What's with the low energy?
Yeah, what is this?
I mean,
you're the power plant guy, and you come in here with this low energy?
And no offense. It's really no way to treat a guest of your program by referring to him as, quote, the original cuck.
You cucked me.
I didn't do that.
When
you don't
did I cuck
you can be low energy towards Dave, but not me.
It's not a big deal.
All right, man.
Were you not the original left cuck?
I mean, I don't think I was the first.
You were a cuck before I was the Texas cuck.
Perhaps. It's another life, Dave.
This guy got banned from the mall, and he comes in here with this energy.
That's just not true.
Is that hard now that the mall's getting more popular and it's the holiday season?
Is it?
Is that why you moved?
I do try and avoid the mall, but it's not because I've been banned.
You were removed from
Are you
the mall.
actually banned? Like, if you walked in, do you think they'd stop you?
I have not been banned.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
We should find that video, though. It was some of the best content.
It's easy to. I think I've got it on my phone. I've got a number of videos on my phone.
I don't know. They've scrubbed so much from.
Just to be clear, I was shooting a commercial there, an unauthorized commercial, I should say, but we didn't get proper, prior consent to shoot in the mall. But
you weren't in a particular store.
No, you were just in the middle of the mall.
Like, you should. I don't think the middle of the mall is public.
Yeah, kids
property.
are doing TikToks in the mall all the time.
Yeah.
Right. You were doing guerrilla
my
marketing.
time. Yeah.
It was guerrilla marketing. GUER, and you were just out there doing what you do best.
Thanks, Dave.
It's that boy.
Hi, Will. Great to see you. Always nice to be with Randy
Oh, thanks, Micah.
and the whole squad, the Circling Back universe.
Dylan's in
Backers.
Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
We are coming.
Okay, good. Good. No, it's great to be here.
He sent us pics.
Wow.
It's pretty nice of him. He said the flight was delightful too. He ate lobster.
Yeah, let me read that.
He kept
text,
texting
actually,
the group chat asking about his fantasy team last night.
I'll be honest, the last time he asked, when I responded with kind of like a little bit of like annoyed response, I was in a bad mood because we had just lost Overshone and we had just lost the game. So I was definitely like, there was definitely something behind that response where I was like, dude, I think you won. Your guy went off, had like the best game of the season.
Yeah, quit asking.
Dave texted Dylan this morning and asked how the flight was. And Dylan simply responded, pretty sick. Champagne, wine, lobster salad, grilled chicken, cookies, reclining seat and footrest, breakfast, coffee. Most comfortable flight of all time. I want to be like, can you just lay off a little bit, buddy?
So the reason I sent that text was because I had like a business question I was like going to get to, but I didn't want to jump right into the business question before 8 a.m. So I was just kind of throwing it out there. Just expecting it was good, man. It was long. I slept a little bit. I was not expecting the full menu rundown and everything. He gave it to us though.
Yeah. I was like grabbing eggs out of my dog's mouth that I made for my sons, and I see that Dylan was eating lobster on a plane to Amsterdam last night. It was defeating.
Do you like hearing every little detail of the trip that you didn't go on, Dave?
It's fine.
Yeah, I think you deserve. He needs to get you a gift of some sort.
I don't want anything.
Yes, you do.
Were you invited on this trip?
Dave was the OG invite, and then and then Dylan ended up going. So
Who invited you?
What's the?
I don't know. See, here's the thing. Like,
Heineken.
I know that Dylan's going to Amsterdam.
This is #spawn.
This is just pulling back the curtain. Like, I know Dylan's going to Amsterdam. I don't know how this originated outside of you getting an email. I don't know if it was through an agency. I don't know if it was direct. Okay, direct with Heineken. I don't know what he's doing there. All I could think of when this was being discussed was that a free trip to Amsterdam is being offered to someone at Washed Media, so someone needs to go.
Can I explain it in 1 minute?
Yeah.
An agency that we'd never worked with emailed me for some reason. They must have found my contact first. And they said, hey, they sent like this really generic, like, we want to send you on behalf of Heineken 0.0 to Amsterdam and Madrid. All expenses paid, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It seems too good to be true. So I forwarded it to Brett and I was just like, hey, this might be a cool contact down the road, this agency. I don't know if we've worked with them. And then I joked with these guys. I was like, I'm going to be gone in a couple of weeks, guys. I'm going to be gone to Europe, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, dude, you're not going. Blah. And long story short, they were serious. They actually wanted to send us and they really were going to pay everything. And they are. I was not able to go. And so I opened it up. I'm like, whoever wants it, somebody needs to go. And that somebody ended up being Dylan. And he is there.
Well,
we are here.
Him.
But we
Shouts
got you.
to Heineken 00.
We got you.
Yeah. Big upgrade. Some might say. Not many people are saying.
Hadn't seen Micah in a while. He's looking at his phone.
It's been a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're on a podcast right now, Mike.
Business
Put your
never
phone down.
sleeps.
Yeah, he's trying to close a deal.
It does. It's on to do not disturb for just a little bit.
No. It's great to be with you guys. I haven't seen Dave in a minute, and it's wonderful. You look great.
You look shocked, Dave. Something happened over there?
No, it was fake news.
Oh.
Sorry, I just did what I accused Micah of doing. Vaguely, not paying attention.
Were you reading the manifesto?
No, I've only read.
It's definitely fake.
Right?
Yeah, no, because if the Substack was created yesterday, like, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to talk too much assassin.
Klippenstein thought it was fake.
Klippenstein?
He's my investigative journalist of note.
How would you
Of record.
describe Klippenstein?
Ken?
Is it Klippenstein or Klippenstein?
It might be Klippenstein.
I don't
If
know.
it is, I apologize.
No, I don't know. I never know how to read it. Like, and every time I see it, I don't follow him, but every time I see a tweet from him, I like think to myself, which one is it?
Yeah.
He seems like a follow that you would really enjoy, Micah.
I believe I do follow him.
But you follow like 4,000 people, right?
You're definitely team follow back if Instagram's taught me anything.
That's true. Power plant picks follows a lot
I'll
of people.
follow a lot of people.
Do you still have access to power plant pics?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't even think I have access.
Did they take it away from you?
It was just too electric? No, I don't believe so. I think I own that intellectual property.
Hey, are you watching Landman?
No.
Wow. Really? I mean, I get it. It's not that great, but
I mean, it's probably something I'd like. I just, it's football season. There's my opportunities to watch shows are limited. Because I know ball,
Okay, he does.
Do you have anything you'd like to say about the Mizzou Tigers?
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know if you guys heard, but on Saturday, your Fighting Missouri Tigers kicked the shit out of the number one team in the country, the Kansas Jayhawks, and it feels really good.
But you, during our famously rained out alternate shot golf tournament that we played in before the college football season started, you had a path to the national championship for
Oh,
your
we're
Mizzou
talking
Tigers.
football now.
Yeah, we're talking football.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, no, it was a slightly disappointing season.
Okay.
9-3 is historically for Missouri is a quite good year.
What went wrong?
We got our ass kicked badly twice by Alabama and Texas A&M. The Aggie game, one of the worst sporting events I've ever attended in person. Really a tragic, terrible,
You were the guy
humiliating
that
ass
got
kicking.
arrested and released to his sober wife.
That was not me. That was not me this
Are
time.
we sure?
I'm confident.
Okay.
Quite confident. I will say that a couple nice things about Kyle Field. The Aggies were quite nice to my wife and I. My wife had never been to a game there. I've spent years trying to explain to her who these people are and what their situation is.
What's that mean, though, specifically?
It's a cult,
Oh.
and it's hard to explain in words. It's a very strange place with strange people. But they were very nice. They asked if it was our first game at Kyle Field and all that stuff. You know how when you watch a UT game, University of Texas on television, Steve Sarkisian, the head coach, has headphones on, or he's got the headphone thing, the headset as it's known, and it's sponsored, I believe, by T-Mobile, big corporate sponsor. It's got a big pink T-Mobile. The Aggies, if you watch their games, they're sponsored by 44 Farms, which is a beef producer, and it's funny to me. And then at Kyle Field, they have 44 Farms hot dogs, and they were delicious. I had one, and I would highly recommend.
Wow.
When you talked about wearing the headphones, I just went straight to Brady Hoke, former Michigan coach who refused to wear headphones on the sidelines. You just raw dog games?
You ever raw dogged a game?
I just feel like
Joe Pod did that like the last 10 years of his career.
yeah, but
actually.
was
Did
he
a lot
making
of
decisions
things.
at that point?
Hard to say.
I just don't know if you want your head coach not wearing a headset like at any point during the game. Like I just feel like there's an advantage to having communication between coaches and other members of the faculty.
Yeah, what's the advantage? Just comfort of the coach?
Could you just put on like a playlist
Yeah.
and like also have the communication with everybody else?
I would put on the Interstellar soundtrack.
At an old job that I had where I just actively did not participate in meetings, I would just put music on in the background as like background music for when other people were talking in meetings.
This is why PGP failed.
No, this is not a PGP initiative. We didn't have meetings at PGP that
That's
required
true.
headsets.
No, we
But
didn't.
I thought it was I would just put on like instrumental music in the background so it wouldn't, overtake the conversation happening. And I thought it was a nice little hack.
Can I give you an anecdote?
Yeah.
This is kind of embarrassing. I've never told anybody. I had a big inter-team match to see who was going to get this position. It was like my sophomore year, and I was trying to get on the varsity 2 team,
Mm-hmm.
and they let 3 of us go play, and it was basically like low round. It's going to play this tournament. So on the way to the course, I listened to classical music, thinking it would like calm my nerves and calm me down. This is just in my truck. It didn't work. I didn't win.
That's too bad.
And then like looking back, I thought about it. I think about it like once a year. And I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
You should have just stuck to your typical playlist.
I should have just kept listening to Tool
Yeah.
or whatever.
Classical
whatever.
just never hit my airwaves.
No,
I think there's value to it.
I respect
I
it.
think there's a world where I could maybe thrive with it on. It's just not something like, remember when Ross was obsessed with like the Interstellar soundtrack?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like that. And I think that there's a spot in my life where that would actually work,
Yeah.
but I've just never taken the dive.
It was one of his nut moments, Micah.
Yeah.
Do you have any recent nut moments, Micah?
No, did you guys watch the Yacht Rock documentary yet?
No. Is it worth the watch?
Big miss.
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
That didn't sound super excited.
I mean, it wasn't perfect for me, but there's a lot of great Michael McDonald content.
Okay.
Who's
Say no
very,
more.
Yep.
very enjoyable to watch, sing, and then also listen to talk. Yeah, it's good. You'll like it. I was hoping you guys will watch it. I will talk on that later on my segment.
I'm confused.
on the
Fool
program.
believes.
He said listen to talk. Like talk to her? Or listen to Michael McDonald talk.
Did you get rugged?
Yeah. Did you get rugged by Tua?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not internet enough to know what this means.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, you
boy.
are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I don't think I am, guys.
Hey, I got some breaking news. You ready for this? A quick look at the power plant pics Instagram. The video of the mall is readily available. So pretty easy to find.
Okay, terrific. I don't have access to delete that account, so it's out there. The internet never forgets.
I'm getting smoked over here.
Why?
Just a Alyssa noticed a random Amazon charge and she's not sure what it's from.
Mm.
Just screenshotted it and sent it to me. And I'm just like, fuck, she thinks it's me.
Well, why doesn't she join our friends over at Rocket Money, David?
Oh, yes. He's
Sometimes you just never know what you're paying every month, you know? Sometimes you find subscriptions that you forgot about. You might have charges on your credit card and you're like, wait, what? I'm still paying for this? This is still happening?
Right.
The start of the new year is the perfect time to get organized, set goals, and prioritize what matters most. For me, a top priority is financial wellness. You know, I like wellness stuff. Sunday Scaries adjacent. But when it comes to financial wellness, which feels more important than ever, thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable. We're all trying to stack paper in this life.
Yeah, we are.
And what if I told you could stack paper simply by not spending paper? They show me all the subscriptions right in one place, and they can help you easily cancel ones that you've forgotten about paying for. Rocket Money also pulls together all of your spending across all different accounts so you can clearly track your spending habits and see where you can cut back. Rocket Money, if you're not familiar, is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You can see all your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money's going. It's just a beautiful service. You can even get alerts if bills increase in price.
That's right.
They do be raising their prices these days.
You got to watch that insurance, Hoss.
Oh, buddy. If you're close to going over budget, what better way than just to scale back a little bit with Rocket Money? They can even negotiate lower bills for you. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save, and then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service so you don't have to. We don't got time to sit on hold. Time is money. Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and they've saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/circling today. That's rocketmoney.com/circling today.
Micah, check it out.
I will.
Micah,
Sounds helpful.
Micah, we have something we're going to play for you. Are you familiar with Bluesky?
I know that it's a thing that exists.
Okay, it's a Twitter alternative for the wokes out there.
It's not Bluesky.
Yeah, it's not pronounced Bluesky.
I hear there's a lot of positivity on that platform.
Borderline too positive from my experience, my limited experience.
How are things going with you on Threads?
I don't use Threads.
Because I only ask because when Threads
Okay.
first happened, Sunday Scaries was going viral.
Yeah, no, when Threads first came out, I thought, well, what better
You've been
time to
banned?
post than right now? And so from all accounts that I had access to, I was just posting everything to Threads, being like, if this actually takes off and people actually use it, we'll be in a good position.
It's a land grab. First
And,
48 hours, the most important.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one used it, and all that week of work just meant nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you see something on Threads from anything Wash Media driven, it's probably just automatically getting posted because it was posted on Instagram. But Bluesky, man, Bluesky.
Are we liking Bluesky?
Do you mind
Are
if we
guys on Bluesky?
do you mind if we play a quick just voicemail for Bluesky?
Yeah. It's a BT.
Yeah. You connected?
You got the ear on for it?
Obviously, I have it.
No, you didn't.
Hey, it's Ian from Cleveland. I was kind of curious about Bluesky. So I got on the site, checking it around a little bit, and before grabbing my account, I took it as an opportunity to secure the Micah Weiner handle. I will relinquish it to him for the price of one mouse pad. And if you broker this deal, I'll send out some posts on your behalf. I don't even know what they're called, like skies or whatever. All right, thanks.
Yeah, we don't know what they're called.
Wow. Well, I've been cucked again.
The identity has just been taken again.
Is he verified yet?
Hard to say.
Are you worried about your intellectual property being compromised?
Okay, I am not.
Okay.
I will say, as soon as this goes out into the ether, my wife will find out about this and will be unpleased. She did not like the at Micah Weiner Twitter account that Jared Borslow was running.
Spit on it, babe.
Yes, which I, didn't really mean much
But
to me.
that's when blue check marks carried weight.
Right.
That's when they mattered.
Yeah. Yes. She's not going to like the fact that when her family Googles me, some bozo is posting under my name on Bluesky and probably saying spit on it, bae, but it doesn't bother me too much. I don't plan to take on Blue Sky as a platform, but if this person from Cleveland, I didn't catch his first name, wants a mouse pad, it's probably something we can arrange. I don't like saying a precedent that we negotiate with terrorists in this fashion, but it's probably worth me having that account, considering there aren't a lot of other Micah Weiners out there. So when you find an @Micah Weiner on a social network, be it LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, although I never use that account, it is me. But now I guess on Blue Sky, it is not me.
So that one on Truth Social is you too?
I do. I have not grabbed an account on Truth yet.
Oh, well, luckily Randy's grabbed it for you and has been tweeting or truthing incessantly.
I'm not too worried about people finding that.
You're
Do you
very
have
combative
access
over there?
You're not still verified through that account on Twitter.
No, I lost the blue check mark.
When you are using Twitter yourself,
Yes.
what account are you using?
@Producer Micah.
You're not using the one that's just @Michael Weiner.
I don't even know what the password is. I'm logged out of it. So I may have tons of noties or free trips to Amsterdam or whatever, but I if you're sending me DMs to @Michael Weiner, you will not be gaining a
Mike,
response.
it's got like almost 4,800 followers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could.
I think Producer Micah is about the same too. But
That's not good.
if you combine them, it's like 10,000 followers.
That's true.
That's a footprint. But no, I've been inactive there. I'm mostly inactive on @Producer Micah too, but just
Are
that's what I
most
used to
verified
lurk.
Twitter accounts at this point anonymous? Like the blue check mark used to verify that somebody was real, and now I feel like every blue check mark is just like an anonymous, faceless account.
That's fair.
There was that like 2 weeks when you could just be a blue check mark with anyone's name. That was the Wild West.
Oh yeah, now they take it away now. Even if you change your profile photo, they'll take it away and re-verify, which I think is necessary. But how are these other accounts just like grandfathered in and can never change their profile photo? I'm all for freedom of speech, but I don't think if you're hiding behind an anonymous account that you should be able to say whatever you want online. I feel like there should be some sort of repercussions there. Are you following the assassin?
Can I point something out?
Yeah.
Sure.
The Micah's Avi on Producer Micah is like a nice LinkedIn-esque headshot, him wearing a nice coat. The Avi on just Michael Weiner is the same pic, just zoomed in.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure they were just a little different so I could tell.
It's just close up of your face,
It is my face. Yeah.
which is fine. Your beard looks great. You look good, but it's
I
just
should
funny.
probably update the photo. Yeah, it's been a while. Who were those bozos? You remember who came after us? Were they like a phishing account or something? There were some guys trying to start a feud with Wash Media at one point. And
that's
terrible
our
name.
oil and gas
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I forget what they were called. Those dudes sucked.
Did they
They tried to flame my profile pic, and
did you change it?
no, I kept it
Was this Grand X days?
No,
This is
recently.
like-
I
a
remember
couple
a
that.
year
years
or two
ago.
ago. Yeah, and Dylan like got in the DM or got in the mentions and got real hard. Like, you guys are assholes. That's my friend. He looks good, and I was like, I do look good.
Like, it's
It's a
a
good photo
pic.
because I look like a snack. Yeah,
This is a good pic. This is very professionally done.
it is my engagement photo from 2019.
Why don't I remember this controversy?
I wanted to talk
it was
about it on the
mainly-
air, but Dylan didn't want to give them the
platform.
The platform.
You know, if you roll in the mud with pigs, you both get dirty.
It was like Wildcat, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
These
or-
guys, our buddy, your old roommate knows the guys. Or
the
follows guys.
the grind hustle mentality,
I think
oil and gas guys.
I think they were trying to just like. What I gather was like they just wanted to do like a little internet beef and like and like it devolved into like your Avi getting roasted.
Yeah,
I think you called somebody a P. I don't know.
My favorite thing in the world was at Grand X when like somebody would try to ruffle some feathers on the content team, because I always knew that the second that happened, Dan was going to hunker down and go hard. Dan was always ready to defend the shield.
Especially if the internet was dead that day.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was like, well, I got nothing else to do. Here we go.
Yeah.
Dan's going to have his little tank top on, his armpit hair, his just big old neck showing, and he's going to get in there and flame somebody. You know how Dan is. Have you seen him lately?
I mean,
Absolute
I've seen
unit.
photos. He looks
Big
great.
guy. He's
Yeah.
a big guy.
Big. Beard looks great. Love Dan. Miss Dan. I'd like to see Dan. I should probably make more of an effort.
I don't deserve a spot in the group
Link with my
text.
old
That's
friend.
Dave, Dan, and Micah that just talks fighting.
Mostly combat sports and conspiracy theories.
Yeah, like I know I don't deserve a spot in that group text, and I know I wouldn't contribute very much to it. But there are times when I'm like, man, I would love to be in that right now to talk this.
It very rarely has all three members participating. It's usually a 2-man game.
Yeah.
And the other person is just like maybe not even paying attention. Maybe doing like took one glance, like, not for me.
That's just getting
There's
older.
a lot of me looking at these. I read them all,
Yeah, I know you do.
but
I'm
I
not
have
gonna-
nothing to add often. But I appreciate that it's that I'm included.
But like, when you get married and then a text that you might have sent, like asking a question about something to somebody, instead, like now you just end up sending it to like the three people. Like
Yeah.
I'll send it to my wife and then the other couple, even if I just have a question for someone in that other couple. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like not everything needs to be this community.
Yeah. I completely understand.
We should name that group.
I'm going to let you name it.
Okay. Well, let's take some requests.
It's basically,
Can you guys make the photo for the group? A photo of a bear spiking a football?
it's a callback.
Sure.
I don't even know if Micah remembers
I
that.
have no idea what you're talking about.
You
but
should.
That
You were
sounds
the-
funny.
They were redoing the branding for, I think, Too Much Dip.
That was backdoor
It
cover.
was backdoor cover.
Was it? Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Or yeah,
never
I'm
launched,
sorry,
I
backdoor
guess.
cover. Sorry. Yeah, Too Much Dip is a Wash Media property. For backdoor cover. And I remember we just asked Dan what they were going to do for it. And he said that he was having our graphic designer have a bear spiking a football. And I just was sitting there like, that fucking rules. Like, can that just be the logo
you
for
get that?
everything? Can that replace the Grand X Martini?
Was it Carter who was going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I bet it was sick.
Yeah, I bet it was
Oh,
really
that was
sick.
awesome. I mean, it was much like the original podcast week where Carter redid the logos for every property that we had, so we would launch them on podcast week, and then podcast week got canceled. But I'm thankful that you guys have kept that tradition alive.
But did it get canceled? Because it's always with us.
It's podcast week right now, actually.
True.
Really?
This is a podcast week exclusive.
Well, I'm honored to be here.
Who killed Podcast Week?
No, it didn't get killed, did it? You would know better than me.
We
David,
definitely did a podcast
It got
week.
Killed.
No, we did one where everyone went on different shows. Though.
it was a
we
week.
did.
Yes, we did a week, but the whole premise was to let everyone know it was podcast week with
Banners.
banners.
I'll say, as a listener, I do not remember podcast week, even though I remember people being on different shows.
It
but
wasn't
I don't
really
yeah,
for
it
the
wasn't promoted.
podcast listener. It was trying to get new podcast listeners.
I think
by
you were
saying,
done
it's
dirty.
podcast week. Let's push our podcast in a prominent place on the website. And the plan for that to happen was canceled at the beginning of podcast week.
That was probably canceled around the same time that the West Texas trip planned by the only person who had never been to West Texas, me. Just like, I don't think I should be planning this.
No.
Well, you ran
You
a great
should.
meeting with all 17 employees.
And then
where we-
after that
or
meeting,
17 of the 18, I believe.
then after that
Something along
meeting,
those
I
lines.
sat down with somebody and he looked at me, and I'm not going to name this person, but he looked at me and he said, "Will, I'm not going to make you plan this trip." I said, "Thank you."
West Texas isn't for the faint of heart.
No.
Life in the patch is tough.
Why do you assign the dude from Northern Michigan to plan this trip?
I don't know. It sounds kind of
Aesthetics,
It's
man.
kind of so crazy that like it might work. Like it's kind of wild to see. Like let's get a new twist on an old fave.
I was like, "Yeah, we'll go to Marathon." Everyone's like, "It's pronounced Marathon." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from Northern Michigan. I don't know these
I'm
things."
sorry. Is it really pronounced marathon?
Yeah,
Did you know that? I did not. I've been saying it wrong forever. So
Marathon. Totally normal.
Thought you were better than that, Dave.
Wow, out Marathon way.
It's a hike out there, brother.
not close.
I'd like to go out.
We should just go to Lajitas.
Yeah, I mean, their social media presence right now is just the worst.
Well, I know who can fix that.
Oriframes? Oh.
Yeah, them too.
Let's hear from our friends over at Oriframes. Isn't it funny how people we love most are often the hardest to shop for? Think about that. Really stew on that for a second. Luckily, there's one gift that everyone on your list is sure to enjoy, an Aura digital picture frame. Named #1 by Wirecutter, Aura frames make it incredibly easy to share unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to your frame. And when you give an Aura frame as a gift, you can personalize it and preload it with a thoughtful message and photos using the Aura app, making it an ideal present for long-distance loved ones. It's a gift so special, They'll use it every day. Just last night, FaceTime with my mother. Do this often. She was seeing the kids, enjoying herself. And before the call ended, she said, hey, feel free to upload some photos to my Aura frame. I've been slacking a little bit. And I don't know why I've been slacking, because it's so easy. You can have multiple frames on there. You can separate it out by people. I mean, it even suggests photos for you to upload. It's just the easiest thing in the world. I don't like hunting for the perfect gift, but ever since I gave the Aura frame, I kind of know what the perfect gift is. Everybody wants one. It's like a Linklater movie. Everybody wants some.
That's really good.
Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code CIRCLING at checkout. That's circling at checkout, spelled AURA frames, promo code CIRCLING. This deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions do apply.
Don't share that with non-listeners.
No, don't. Please don't. Just yesterday, we had some major assassin talk on the pod, and it was one of those situations where by the time we upload the podcast, there's been some major revelations. He was arrested at McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Apparently, an employee recognized him.
That's pretty impressive. I don't think I would have batted an eye.
Here's the thing. I don't think a lot of people wanted this guy to get caught. I think people were enjoying the manhunt. Additionally, if I'm a McDonald's worker and I see someone walk in who might look like the assassin, I don't think I have the guts to be like, that's him. I'm calling the police.
What was the reward?
$10,000.
$10,000.
They need to have a much higher reward for that.
They were getting flamed for
That doesn't even cover my deductible.
Exactly.
Okay.
Not that much after taxes.
Like, are you willing to are you willing to stick your neck out and be like, I found him, I'm calling the police? Because then what if it's not that guy?
It's none of my business.
Like, what if it's not that guy and you just had the police show up and interrogate this dude who was just trying to enjoy his hash browns and McGriddle?
Okay, and you're going to have the entire SWAT team shutting down your McDonald's for at least the day. You're going to cost the franchise owner, the franchisor,
Are you
all that money for the day. You're probably going to get in trouble.
Are you calling conspiracy? This person just want a day off work?
Maybe.
I hadn't thought of that. That's pretty good.
I didn't think yesterday would be one of the horniest days ever on Twitter, and it just was.
Oh, Micah, don't act like you weren't horny yesterday.
Oh,
I'm not saying I was horny on Twitter, but the timeline was horny.
What was the timeline horny
for Luigi.
For Luigi.
People
Mangione.
thought he was an attractive man.
Yeah, I think once it was discovered that he had a six-pack, and honestly, a mad cute face. I think it shifted the narrative a little bit away from somebody who was brutally assassinated on the streets of New York City to at one point I saw that Free Him was trending with tens of thousands of tweets.
Yeah, Micah, you probably missed this because you were too busy sending me Ashley Shah Ahmadi Instagram pics.
Don't do him like that. Don't do him like
Dylan's
that.
not here. Dylan's not here.
The older couple.
He wasn't.
This has nothing to do with Dylan.
The older couple that we were watching the
Accusing me
UT
of being
game with.
horny online.
What's wrong with that?
In front of hundreds of thousands of listeners.
Hundreds of thousands.
Millions.
No, it was funny because the online narrative about her performance during the Dr. Pepper halftime show, there's a big contrast with the older couple that we were watching the game with. The very nice lady that we were watching the game with was unimpressed that she went mini skirt for that. She thought she needed to be a little more covered up. And I was like, well, you should see my timeline right now.
Ma'am, look at the group text. We're all going to jail.
When they asked the guy when he won what he was going to use the money for, I was like, tuition?
Yeah,
I don't think you're just allowed to go spend this.
Well, I haven't watched these interviews very closely. The Dr. Pepper halftime thing of these conference championship games is, I mean, we could do a whole podcast on what an absurd, ridiculous thing this is.
What a country.
What a country. But I feel like the ones that I saw over the weekend, they were all like doctors or lawyers or something. Like doctors or like they were like this is going to lead to a doctor saving lives. Like Dr. Pepper has.
Are you against
Dr.
that?
Pepper, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They put you in a tough spot.
They've kind of
Little force field.
it's gotten very specific as to who they want representing their brand.
The gentleman who won the Texas halftime show, he said he was going to go to veterinary school.
Oh,
Well, that means he's got to go to A&M. So UT does not have a vet school.
it's true.
Does Texas hate animals?
That's some real little brother energy.
This is good. Look at Randy. Randy's picking a spot.
Dude, well, Randy
love
wasn't born here, but he got here as soon as he could.
Boy, you would make one killer ag, dude.
Don't
You
say that.
would. No,
I'm gonna go. I'm
Well,
going
Drew
as a
Brees wanted
I'm
to
going
be,
as
I
a
guess.
shout leader for Halloween next year.
Yell later.
That's a great
Yell leader. Can you guys remind me of this?
spooky season,
good.
episode 1.
Yeah, I'm going yell leader.
I'll dress up like a milkman.
If
as
anyone
well.
has a skin tight Texas A&M jersey
The
and
push-ups?
a pair of overalls with patches all over them, I'm in the market.
There's like at least 100 Aggies listening right now that like aren't really into that stuff, and they're just like, God damn it,
It's
not again.
Dylan said it is the worst branding that a university has.
It should rule. They're like they got the, like Micah said, the sponsors, the cattle ranch or whatever.
Like what?
There's a lot of cool,
44 farms, yes.
a lot of oil
There's
and
some
gas
natural
stuff.
tie-ins.
Why don't they just roll coal?
There's probably some coal rolling. You have to think. Did you get coal rolled on you when you were over there?
I don't know what that means.
You never been rolled on? You've been rugged.
So you haven't been rugged. Yeah, you did get rugged. You put your life savings in the Hawk to a meme coin.
Oh, is that what this means?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I've lost it
Very
all.
confusing.
Yes.
You're confusing the guest, Will.
Yeah. It's crazy that Mike has never had his back taken, but that polar bear did the other day too.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts.
Way downtown.
Man, I am just not online enough anymore for this podcast. I feel like I'm letting you guys down.
So the assassin, how about we bring it back to that?
Hey, we were very someone pointed out that our Monopoly money and marrying it or tying it to the Mario voice was very ground floor.
Oh yeah.
Before this had dropped.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I
That's
didn't
all
think
you,
about
Dave.
that. So did you see that he said that the money that they
Yeah.
found him with was not his? That adds a wrench to this. Not a joke about him. A lot of things being made about his possible junk.
His pretty
Oh,
huge
we had a
dick.
crank shot, huh?
No.
There's a photo of him at a football game with his chest painted, and people are pointing to an indentation in his pants that would indicate that he might be hung. Which I feel like we're maybe fetishizing
No.
the killer maybe a little too much.
If anything, it'll be a lethal injection.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good.
I thought it was because he like responded to someone about PhD candidates and he responded on Twitter with pretty huge dick.
I mean, that was his most wild. As someone
What?
who reviewed his entire timeline, that was the most wild response that he had to anybody.
Wait, so did this guy own a female body inspector shirt?
Maybe. He probably had to relinquish that when he ended up going to an Ivy League school.
Oh man.
Did you read his Ted Kaczynski book review?
I've read the alleged quotes that he has made about that, so probably I didn't know where they came from.
I read a quote that just said like he got one-shotted by Ted Kaczynski into becoming a killer, and then just gave him 4 out of 5 stars.
He gave the Lorax 5 stars, I think.
Yeah, his final liked
Goodreads.
quote on Goodreads was from the Lorax, and it's probably enough evidence just to put him away.
Micah, you look like you're about to hit us with a.
No, Mike is trying to do one of these right now.
No, I'm enjoying this.
Are you
I'm
aware?
just-
Are you aware that we've tried to
my
make
mind is
the
blown. I'm
new
I'm
backer?
way out of this.
We've been trying to make the backer signal.
Are y'all trying to make that a thing?
Yeah,
again?
that
got it.
That if you're at a bar and you see one of us or something, you go like that. And
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah, the Pat Riley end of quarter circle. How's that going?
We got the
Not
Bourbon
well.
and Beyond.
Bourbon and Beyond, at least 3 people, which is huge for us.
My worry is that it's not ingrained in me yet, and so if someone does that to me, I'm not going to realize it.
Mhm.
Dave saw someone looking for a single ticket at the Sturgill Simpson
Yeah.
show, and he was going like this, Micah. And Dave thought he was doing the finger thing.
It was bad.
Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, yeah.
It was bad.
I wouldn't admit to doing that.
It was
I
That's
pretty
very
much
bad.
put my hand
something I
on
would've
Dave's
told
back
other
and was
people.
like, let's just go through security right now and get in this show.
Ooh,
He was
that's-
looking right at me. I was
He
like,
was. No, I understood where you were coming
He was
from.
in the demographic.
He was. Like, he very much fit the bill.
just like everyone else at that concert, to be fair.
That's true.
Well, I respect it. There was a dude who was wearing a Grateful Dead hat who was waiting just outside of Will Call. And if you were walking up to get your tickets from Will Call, he was just going, got an extra? And I was like, you can't wait this close to Will Call. You shouldn't be through security without a ticket right now, sir.
Yeah, how did you get to
It was
here?
way too aggressive.
Mhm.
I had a thing on the Luigi guy.
Let me go down my list of things.
I could tell you the two big conspiracies on TikTok right now.
What are
about
they?
it.
Oh,
It's,
please do.
it's either one, he didn't do it and he's being set up.
Oh,
because
I'm a patsy.
I think he did it.
because it's sloppy that he got caught, or two, he did it and he wanted to get caught. It's either no one is saying that the police did a good job finding him. Everyone's saying it's not him or he did it and he wanted to get caught. That's what the TikToks are
Not to
saying.
criticize the police, but did they do? It seems like there's a very, very heavy an area of the country that's under a lot of surveillance, Midtown Manhattan.
I think just mainly people are pointing out that like
I don't
for
think
him
it's
to
in
have
Midtown.
all the evidence on him and also for a McDonald's worker to take
Yeah.
time out of their time to actually like point out some guy from Pennsylvania, they're like, everyone's saying like no McDonald's worker actually cares that much. That's the big conspiracy.
If he is like if he fancies himself some like revolutionary character, which I think a lot of his motive in writings, if they're real, they point to, he would want to get caught, right?
I think
he?
so.
And he would want to like bring light to his issues.
I think he wants
healthcare.
some of us to, become radicalized with him and start murdering CEOs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to murder any CEOs. I don't have the gun safety knowledge to even begin thinking about that, nor do I have the killer instinct.
Dude, the only thing
Yeah.
I'm going to murder is some beers at the CEO's and office host party. You know what I'm saying, Dave?
Micah's really bringing out the best in Randy.
Frat Randy's back.
He's doing a show just for Micah
Micah, what were your favorite fraternity party themes?
that you can talk about.
I don't recall.
Didn't you have one called like "Shoot the Cannon Through the Dorm"?
No, that. Actually,
We've told that story.
Yeah, we had a. I'll get to it quickly. Famously, my freshman year, my fraternity would shoot off the cannon at the start of our Old South Party Week, which I don't think Old South exists anymore either, but that's beside the point. And we blew up the cannon. They put too much gunpowder in it. A piece of the cannon about 18 inches long that weighed 50 pounds that was cast iron flew across the street, through the 5th floor, through the 4th floor, onto the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. And we were put on suspension and it made international news. You can Google this from 2000. I'm not going to say how old I am, but you can do it. And then I decided we're going to have a shot crawl party. Since we're not allowed to have parties outside the house, we'll just have a party in the house because we're bad boys like that. And the president and our vice president got deposed, or they were kicked out of office after the cannon. So the guy who was the number 3, who became the president, great guy, not really equipped for the moment. He hadn't signed up for that scenario. Let's just say that he wasn't prepared. And I was like, "We're having a party on Saturday." He's like, "No, we are on probation. We can't." Like, "No, we're having this. It's going down. It's called the shot crawl." And of course, we had the party, and it was lit. It was fun. Every room had a different shot, and it was fun. We had a good time. Had a big turnout, and immediately following, the Greek Life caught wind of this, and they had a meeting in front. I remember they came to the chapter and. Came to our chapter meeting and told us, like, "We know you had the shot heard around the world party, and it's totally inappropriate, and you can't do this, and you're on probation, and you're on double secret probation." And we all kind of looked around and we said, that wasn't what the party was called, but it should have been. That would have been a much better name for the party.
Yeah.
For a shot crawl party. The shot heard around the world.
Because the cannon shot.
Yes. So did that answer your question, Will?
Sure.
Let me say this. The theme parties that we had, were fairly mundane. My friends at Texas State, though, had the outrageous titled theme parties and even better, they had the merch and the T-shirts that went along with it, which I could not believe until I saw them. My friend showed me several of these T-shirts, and they were always like just cartoon characters, like Lola Bunny type exaggerated physiques.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Curvy.
Yeah, very pervy T-shirts.
Curvy too.
Oh, curvy and
Yeah.
pervy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible time in our history, I think.
We're not the friends at Texas State. Just want to put that out there.
No.
Do you want to name them by name, Micah?
No,
Okay.
they were tangentially related to Dave Ruff. You could have played 6 degrees of these friends to Dave Ruff and gotten there pretty quickly,
Okay.
but not directly related to Dave.
But yeah, we should have known that Luigi was the assassin because he played that assassin video game.
Yeah, we're doing the Marilyn Manson thing where like,
Oh,
late 90s, like something bad happened. School shooting of sorts. Like, well,
play the record backwards. Sounds
Yeah.
like murder.
exactly
It
right.
was Among Us. He played Among Us. I've played Among Us. AOC has played Among Us. Everyone has played Among Us. It's a great video game. Brett tried saying the video games are making people violent yesterday. I call him an idiot.
Fucking Tipper Gore out here. It's a late 80s callback.
Randy, I have a request. Is there any way that you can update the This Weekend in Fun theme song with something Micah said around 43 minutes and 40 seconds into this podcast, which was just, we had the party and it was lit?
Okay.
That's a good clip.
All right. It was 43 seconds and what now?
43 minutes and 40 seconds, I
40.
believe.
Gotcha.
Also,
All right.
write this down. We got to add
Okay.
Haley Welch, bye-bye, going to bed, to the board or just in some capacity.
All right.
Bye-bye now. Again, Micah, not
Is that how she
online.
closes the podcast? Or
No,
She
it's-
interrupted a Twitter space that was her team explaining why everyone lost all their money, and it wasn't going well. So she just hopped in and interrupted somebody. NFT Nick, actually,
Oh.
in case you weren't online enough.
I'm familiar with his work.
And she just hopped in. and was like, all right, well, I'm tired. I'm going to. That's not how she talks. But
Pretty
to bed.
close.
bye-bye. Or no,
Hey.
anywho. She hit him with the anywho.
hate to interrupt you, Nick, but anywho, I'm getting tired. I'm going to go to bed.
He's so caught off guard. He's like, what? Shout out to NFT Nick.
Choose rich.
She did.
Fitbod.
Yes.
From a core that won't quit to arms worth flexing. We're talking about Dylan Shivery and David Ruff right now. Micah, do those arms quit?
Oh,
No.
the power plant.
Fitbod is the perfect companion to keep your exercises fresh and yourself accountable with your personal goals in focus. Fitbod customizes every workout and adapts as you improve to avoid plateaus in your journey. I mean, they just make it easy. They've got so many videos on there in high quality that just show you how to do things the right way.
Yeah.
Fitbod creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, your fitness level, and available equipment. You might be thinking, I can't pay for an app and pay for a gym membership. And that's the beauty of this. You don't have to, Hoss.
You don't.
All you got to do is download this app and you can do workouts in your own home.
When I go home for the holidays, my parents' place, my dad's got like a random kettlebell and a couple of dumbbells.
That's all
I'm
you
like-
need, brother.
I'm like, I want to work out. Go in Fitbod. Just say, this is what I got. Hit me up with something, Hoss. And they do.
Well, here's the thing, Dave. The workouts, they adapt as you grow. So each workout is challenging enough to push you to make progress. Fitbod even tracks your muscle recovery so you can avoid burnout and keep up your momentum. Dylan's always claiming to do leg days. I don't know if he is.
I don't know. He should probably figure out this Dom situation he's got too.
It's true. Maybe if he worked legs, maybe if he followed his schedule and worked out
Mhm.
legs more, he wouldn't get so sore the
right.
one day a month that he does legs.
Great point.
It's fine-tuned by experienced certified personal trainers to bring the best practices and exercise science to you. You can even learn new movements the right way with over 1,000 demonstration videos. It's like a personal trainer, but better. It's cheaper and easier to build a custom fitness plan that works for you. Lock in this holiday season. Stay focused. Join Fitbod today and get your own personalized workout plan. Right now, you can get 25% off your subscription or try the app for free for 7 days at fitbod.me/steam. That's FITBOD.me/steam. Micah, you've prepared a segment. You've claimed it might go long.
I'm really excited about this.
What do you have a name for it?
We'll call it Micah's Music Year-in-Review.
Year in review. Okay,
good
I'll
name.
update this. What are we reviewing from
Well,
2024?
Thank you for asking, Will. I've been thinking about this a long time, and really, ideally, this would be a long form thing that we could put behind a paywall, so the people that don't want to hear it don't have to. But you jokers have to put up with me today on the big show.
You're not selling it.
baby.
Yeah,
right now.
really hyping it up, Mike.
No, I know. It's been a big year in music, as many of us know. And personally, I've listened to a lot of music this year. I have an 18, 19-month-old daughter. I'm typically on wake up and sleep duty,
Sure.
there in the morning, putting her down at night. And this includes a lot of time spent listening to music in the dark, really focusing on the music and, holding my child, who's the best. Shouts to Jane. So I've listened to more music this year than I typically would have. And, most young parents or parents of young children, I guess I'm not a young parent, but we're not going to worry about that, may feed their children, Raffi or, Cocoa Melon or, the things that the disposable things, Raffi is good. I grew up with Raffi or Raffi. I don't know how you say it. But
Raffi.
I've been saying Rafi.
Oh, I'd say Raffi. Isn't Raffi the dude from
The League?
The League?
Yeah.
Former Ranger great.
Anyway, I've challenged my daughter to listen to a little bit more complex music this year, and I've enjoyed my time listening to it. So I'm going to focus on the 6 albums that I believe I've probably listened to the most, but certainly the 6 that I've focused on. They are all by Texas artists. So I am keeping it local as well. So I know people may not be too interested in that.
I mean, but you have a New York wife. You're not going to mix in some Billy Joel?
No, I do not listen
Come
to Billy
on.
Joel. I mean, it does hit different on Long Island. I will say that. But
Ooh, that surprises me. You're not a Billy Joel guy.
no,
You don't
'cause
want
I
her to be in a
like
New York state of mind?
just trash.
You
Well.
give Billy Joel.
Billy Joel is just too easy, man. Billy Joel is schlock.
Oh, come
That's
on.
the best way to describe Billy
Don't
Joel.
act like you're too good
I
for
will
Billy
say there
Joel.
was Billy Joel at a wedding I went to like January 5th this year in Long Island, and it hit different there. But he doesn't do
It's
much.
the
for me.
water.
Have you ever heard my take on Billy Joel? That
No, I'm listening
If
right now.
Robert-
Yeah, we're actively listening to you
it's
speak
more of
right
a Robert
now.
Earl Keen take, but if Robert Earl Keen was born in New York, he would be Billy Joel.
Okay.
He
like
he
that's
doesn't have a venue to to play Madison Square Garden every month. But if he would have grown up in New York, he might have. Songs from an Italian Restaurant is basically a knockoff version of The Road Goes On Forever. Think about
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
Sure.
Dude, I'm thinking about it, Micah.
You're
All
bringing the heat.
So let's get to, I'm going to go in order of release this year on these albums. The first album that I was very excited about was Norah Jones, her return album called Visions,
Dallas,
released on
Texas.
March the 8th. Yeah, she bounced all around the Metroplex.
Did you see her at ACL?
University of North Texas. I don't know if she graduated, but a student there. I did see Norah Jones at ACL.
Did
in
people
fact,
boo
I-
when she played the new stuff that you're about to talk about?
No, but disappointingly, and this is sort of a theme for all of these shows. I've seen almost all of these artists this year, and most people aren't as up on the new stuff as I am, and it's disappointing.
Do you can you sense that there's like a people are like not as familiar with the songs when they're playing the new ones, so you kind of like try to gas it up, like
I'm singing along. Oh, yeah, I'm telling my wife, "Oh, this is a good one. This one's good," and I'm trying to sing along, and you kind of hum along. Norah Jones isn't one you're screaming the lyrics to.
Would love to see Micah at ACL singing Norah Jones out loud.
Mm-hmm. Hands in the
well-
air, like he's at a super church.
It was a great show. I'd never seen Norah Jones. I'd always wanted to. So we made
yeah.
a special move to get there, and it was a good show. I would like to see her again. It was a fun atmosphere. Norah Jones is in a tough spot. Her first album sold, I believe, 28 million copies. It won Grammy of the Year, Best New Artist, Song of the Year, won everything. And so it's kind of tough for a artist to move forward from that position.
I feel like it'd be easier to move forward.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
No.
she's more comfortable.
People are like, yeah, I'd love to work with a Grammy winning.
Well, yeah, and then her second album, she worked a lot with Ray Charles. She's worked with everyone. basically.
Don't bring up
get
Ray
me
Charles.
started.
Don't bring up Ray
Don't get me
Charles.
started on that album. That
yeah.
Starbucks
Randy is not happy
capitalistic
with the
Grammy.
posthumous award that Ray Charles got
Oh,
for his
God.
album.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Do you know it?
Anyway, the album is enjoyable. It is solid from start to finish. This is an artist looking, and this is kind of the theme for Micah's music minute, whatever we're calling this.
It was called Micah's Music Year-in-Review.
Year-in-Review. All of these artists were really doing artistic things. This is not a commercial grab. You're not listening to this album or any of these albums that we're going to talk about really looking for like what's going to be the big radio hit. If you're hoping to listen and get a big radio hit that the whole world wants to hear and that you're going to, hear on your top 40 station, there's not a lot of it here.
Shabuzi.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Shabuzi, a bar song, or is that what that song's called?
Probably.
Yes. In parentheses, tipsy. Yes, that song does not exist on this album. I will say the album is delightful. It starts out strong. All this time you get lyrics and right from the jump. The real standout track is Running, which was I believe the first single.
I heard that and I was like, that's a radio single.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're listening to Sirius XM Outlaw Country or something. Here's the issue with Norah Jones. She's hard to put in a box.
That'd be weird to do.
And really the reason that I have always appreciated Norah Jones, and it took me a while to realize it, is she's basically Willie Nelson. She cannot be contained in one genre. Do not laugh, Will. This is serious.
Norah Jones in a box.
She cannot be contained by one genre. And people want to hear smooth jazz, and that's kind of what she started with. But what she's been doing is the same all along. And she's taken some other chances. She did an album with Danger Mouse. She's done some hip-hop stuff. But she's adult contemporary. She's not a true jazz artist, although she does play jazz. And she's basically Willie Nelson. Her piano solos are very much like the solos that Trigger plays. You can hum along with them. They're not overly ambitious necessarily. She's a tremendous talent. And I Just Want to Dance is a great song. And so I think you guys should check out this album.
Okay.
Visions. Don't listen. My least favorite song on the album actually is called Visions, for what it's worth.
Wow.
So
Duality of man.
All right. Moving on to March 15th, a big month for Texas music here. Casey Musgraves. Perhaps you guys are familiar with her work.
I would follow her on Instagram.
I bet you do.
Yeah, Dave. I bet you do.
I recently saw Casey Musgraves actually at the Moody Center. I was surprised by how many. I knew all of the tracks. I wouldn't consider myself a super fan of Casey Musgraves, but this album is very Deeper Well is the title and the title track. There are a lot of good songs on this album. Again, not a lot of top 40 smashes. And when you go back and listen to it, like this is just a folk album. It's weird. I wasn't anticipating it. Mm-hmm. You start listening, you're like, oh, this is not that far from the Byrds or, like real like classic folk. The production is very different though. The word that I can now not pronounce, ethereal. Well, I did pronounce it correctly there.
I lost my ass
crushed
on that.
Yes, thank you. I had to write it down, and I spelled it phonetically because I never say it correctly. Very ethereal production here, and the Google definition of
you could have just chosen a word that you know how to say.
There's different words.
Just for those listening, extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world, and that is a great way to describe the sound of this record.
Well, I'll let you borrow my vinyl.
I know you're a big vinyl guy.
He just slam dunked on you, dude.
Yeah, do you want to borrow my Deeper Well vinyl? I got the picture disc version with the cardinal on it.
Okay, I was going to
It's a
say
good variant.
this album came out March 15th, and now if you look for it, there's Into a Deeper Well or something, or like Deeper Into the Well. Like there's all these expanded versions, and it's a little too much for me.
No, it's a frustrating part of the vinyl industry right now, Micah.
Okay,
because they're all these big artists. Who I appreciate some of these big artists. I appreciate Casey Musgraves. But with all these variants coming out, they're backing up the facilities that are producing these. They're altering the charts with their collectors who want to get every single edition. So it's inflating their numbers of how many would actually sell. These smaller artists are not getting their stuff printed as fast or pressed as fast because of these larger artists taking up all the real estate. It's a tough game to play.
So is it true that this is kind of a love letter to the oil and gas industry?
That's not really how I would take it.
Okay.
But there is a lot of talk of nature and the things that the universe has given us.
I thought if it's like one of those where if you hit play, like the very, very moment There Will Be Blood starts, then it kind of tracks, kind of a Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz situation.
We should try it.
We should do it. Let's get real fucking high.
Let's do the stream room with doing that.
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Some tracks to check out here. It's also interesting the way the album is configured. It kind of starts with she's an interesting artist. That's all I'm going to say here. But check out Cardinal, Deeper Well. Moving Out is a nice song.
Shout out
Sway
Beast,
is
Texas.
good. Jade Green is a song that I really like. The Architect is one that has gotten a lot of Grammy nominations. It's one of these about God.
Yeah,
basically.
I think that
It's
one.
there. It's like if you gave Joni Mitchell a guitar in 1968 and she sang this song, it would not feel out of place. That's what this album is. This is not but with different production.
Yeah, for me, it's you kind of have like the biblical allegories throughout that song, and then on the other
Thanks,
hand,
Randy.
you also have like the hard rhythmic guitar, acoustic, of course, and there's just something about
It's like one thing next to another.
it's a juxtaposition
Oh.
of the two,
Yep.
and it creates this almost ethereal
Wow, good word.
song.
Great.
And you're like, is
pronunciation.
this of this world?
That is the perfect way to describe this, Dave.
You understand? You've heard it on vinyl. You probably
I do.
Have
I
a
have.
similar experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. And shouts to my buddy Pierce, who I told him I was going to the show, and he was like, "I don't like Casey Musgraves. It's too ethereal."
Ah,
And now
That
I-
sounds
killing the word.
and then I've been trying to remember ethereal for a long time, and so now I got in, and he's gotten mentioned. So shouts to him.
I saw he was calling you earlier on the episode. You didn't want to bring him on the program.
No, he probably just wants to talk about the transfer portal.
Actually, do we have him right here?
hey, it's Pierce. Shout out to Pierce.
You want a fun fact about Casey Musgraves? Dave held me at gunpoint and made me put her mud photo on Out of Office last week.
I sent it to you, and it did well.
I bet it did.
It was a rather horny Out of Office.
It was.
All right, moving on. Later in March 22nd, the release of Gary Clark Jr.'s new album, JPEG Raw.
There we
Did you
go.
guys listen to this one?
I didn't. I do enjoy myself some Gary Clark Jr. JPEG Raw is not what I would have named the album if I were him.
Okay.
I saw him at Deep Eddy. Probably like 4 months ago. Him and his wife. That was cool.
Man, back when I was at Austin High, he would just play talent shows.
That's crazy. I had that same experience when I was there with you.
Well, I had an experience recently. I went to, I guess it was like an album release thing. It was because this album came out right at the end of South by Southwest. So there was a South by Southwest party by some of these magazines. I forget if it's Pitchfork or one of these like uppity music magazines. And they had a Gary Clark show at a club. It was at not Egos. God, I wish. Emos East.
Ah,
Kind of a Dave, Emos East?
Yeah.
Is it just the same emos?
Well, for your frame of reference, yes, it's been there it's been on that location for a while. It used to be on Red River, and anyway,
Austin guy stuff.
yeah, we call it Emos East.
I'm not a big fan of the venue.
I'm not either, but the opportunity to see an artist that typically plays larger venues,
Yeah, you have to
in
do
a
it.
club setting,
Have to do it.
seemed like a great thing to go to. So I got tickets, and it said Gary Clark Jr. and special guest. So you never really know what that means. It's South by Southwest, like maybe he's going to show up with Stevie Wonder. He has a track on this album with Stevie Wonder.
Ooh.
Maybe he's going to pop up with whoever it could be.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Jay-Z.
Sure,
Oh.
sure.
Huge.
That didn't happen. It was just several opening acts. He did not go on stage till about 11:30. My wife, her feet hurt, and we had to leave after about 5 or 6 songs. But
Love South by, man.
yeah,
You never know who you won't see.
we have to go a long way to get there.
South by
Anyway,
is just great in that you
this
get to
was-
stand around for a long time.
This was the other scenario where no one, the album had been streaming for like a week or two, and I had listened to it back and forth. No one except me knew any of the words. Like they were all just like, play Bright Lights. And
Yeah.
I'm like singing along.
That's what
and
I
like,
would've been
this
saying,
is
'cause that
it's
song rules.
loud, and this is like real like screaming music. Not screaming, but like he's got his sister and some backup singers, and like I'm singing along and like getting it. And it was fun. But it was kind of weird that I was the only one that was getting it.
I
He's
like Micah
still to
getting
this
it.
day the loudest show I've ever been to.
Oh yeah, he plays loud.
Like I was told beforehand by an older fellow that it was loud, and I was like, well, that's just an old guy saying a rock concert is loud. And the second he hit his first chord, I was like, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. This is loud.
Yeah.
Again, this is an album that isn't heavy on pop hits. This is an artist, and we'll talk about St. Vincent later, who is really similar to Norah Jones, perhaps in this case, really chasing an artistic expression. I believe Gary produced this album. I think it's the first time he'd ever produced his own album, like in full. And there's a lot of experimentation. This is not like if you came for Bright Lights, Big City, you're not getting that. There's a lot of beats. There's there's playing with all sorts of stuff and different sounds.
Real art takes chances, Will.
I agree. A lot of people are brave enough to say that.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I
The
thought
song
it.
you've most likely heard here would be Habits, which he sang famously on the Joe Rogan Experience before Joe Rogan just interrupted him and said, hey, can you teach me to play guitar before he got to the end of the song, which I found rude, but that got a lot of listens on Spotify after that appearance. The other song that you're going to want to hear is This Is Who We Are. And just imagine me in the crowd singing along with that.
Ooh, okay.
Hold on, hold on.
This is who we are.
That's not how it goes.
This is
We are.
the youth of
No,
the
that's
nation.
not
This is
it.
who we
Whiner.
are. This is who we are.
All right, finishing up March. Again,
Micah
maybe one of the
Whiner.
greatest months for Texas music in history. Perhaps you've heard of this artist, Beyonce and Cowboy Carter. Did you guys give this album a listen?
I did.
I did.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's all you got?
I don't want to like. It wasn't for me. I appreciated it though. So there were some good songs. It's not some. I say it wasn't for me. It's not something I listen to a lot. I'll nod my head along when it comes on.
I will claim this may be not perhaps the best album of the year, but it is the album of the year. This is the most interesting album, and it's not all good. It's kind of a mess in a lot of spots. It's 27 tracks, which is way too many. It doesn't really keep a theme. It's weird, and there's like a lot of highs and lows.
Just like life.
Sure.
Dude.
And like
Good
this
point.
album shouldn't have been 27 tracks. It's absurd.
Did she have any skits?
Yeah.
She did have some
Yeezy,
skits.
Yeezy, what's good?
Do you remember the double CD? You'd get it and like, whoa, this is thick. And you're like, whoa.
Dude, I get 2 CDs for the price of one? Shout out Sam Goody.
Yeah, I'm sure this was a double CD. Yeah, there were skits with Willie Nelson. There's skits with Dolly Parton, but like they're not like it could have been simplified. It could have been cleaned up a little bit.
Early reports on the vinyl of this were that they excluded certain tracks, which is not something you should do.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, you should be.
I just liked when people got mad about it. They're like, this is not country.
Right, and that's kind of where the discussion goes next.
Thanks,
It's
Luke
like,
Bryan fan.
is this
Yeah.
a country album?
Thank you, white guy in truck.
Well, and the point is, and Beyonce released the notes for the credits for all of the songs here.
She got some hitters on there, dog.
Well, and I will say this is a very black album. There are a lot of choices that are made with musicians that you would not find in a Nashville country album. And because of that, like you've got Gary Clark Jr. playing guitar, you have John Baptiste, you've got Robert Randolph playing steel guitar. There's a lot of names you'll recognize when you get in here. And
What was our man Raphael Sadiq doing?
he's a writer on one. This is the first song, and these are all.
It's a lot of credit. That's
There's
a lot of
of
hands.
credits.
Did she even record this album?
She
It's a lot of
certainly-
people.
She certainly did. The first song starts. It's called American Requiem, and it is, at least co-written by 14 people, but clearly John Baptiste who produced it, and John Baptiste won all the Grammys a couple years ago, and
One of our hearts.
I famously saw him in concert.
yes, we did famously see him. In fact, together.
We did.
Will and I held our phones in the air. Something I've never done at a concert with
The light.
with the light. I'd
Yeah.
never been moved to do
He
that.
requested that. He requested that, I think.
Were you like,
It was a little weird.
No, it's one of those things where when everyone starts doing it,
You
I'm
have
like,
to
well,
do
I
it
don't
to
want
him.
to look like the guy who's just not having
Mike
fun.
is getting it?
I think
Yeah.
Will did it first. It's not something I would
I don't
do.
know if I did. I don't know if I
Come
did
on,
do it
dude.
first.
I think we looked at each other and say, let's do
Okay,
it.
let's
That's
do it.
probably, to be
Yeah.
fair.
I had never heard any of his music before the concert. I intentionally raw dogged it, much like Dave did before
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
And I have to say that I was very impressed by his musical talent and his range.
Yes.
He's fun.
There's a lot of high points on this album. There's also just like some weird stuff that doesn't make sense. I will say, like, I listened to it, and you listen to the country-ish songs, and you go, they're never going to play this on country radio. But if Luke Bryan and what's that woman's name, Maroney, pick
Luigi.
two,
Mangione.
pick two random Nashville country establishment people.
I think
If they
Mariners.
record this song, you would hear it all the time on top country hits. But for some reason, it won't get played because Beyonce sang it. The real high points here is, I think there's two songs that really stick out to me. Protector is the first. This is an outstanding song. You probably haven't heard it unless you listen to the song. It moves me often. And maybe it's because I'm holding my baby girl at the moment, but it does feature guitar by Gary Clark Jr. And also additional vocals by Rumi Carter, who I think is one of their children. Anyway, it's very touching, heartstring, and a beautiful song. And then, of course, there's these weird skits called Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Smoking weed.
Dude, blaze it, man.
Of course, Texas Hold'em was a big hit, which, it's compelling in its own way.
It's a good song, Micah.
Some of the stuff that I really liked is a song called Bodyguard, which is really like a yacht rock song. This is not like, it's not country and it's not typical R&B. It's just very Beyonce is the best way to put it. So go listen to Bodyguard. And then, I know you guys talked extensively about her cover of Jolene featuring harmonica by Stevie Wonder. I don't know how you feel about that one. But
the song has almost been ruined by Miley Cyrus for me.
oh,
That is.
well,
yeah.
speaking of Miley Cyrus, the true highlight of this album for me is actually the duet with Miley Cyrus, Two Most Wanted. This is the one where if you put two bozos in a cowboy hat and sing this song, it's a number one country song all the time. And for some reason, you don't hear this one on the radio. It's excellent. This is a great song.
I like Miley.
I like it.
I support Miley in her endeavors. I like to party in the USA.
Good song.
I was afraid you might say that, but yeah, check out Two Most Wanted, and then we'll fast forward here because there's still, as I mentioned, 27 tracks on this album. All right, moving to April 26th.
Micah, before we move on to that, do you mind if we speak to our friends over at Squarespace?
No,
I know
no.
we've been talking vinyl, which is more of a round space.
Well, it comes in a square container.
It does. Container.
Sleeve.
Container.
Sleeve.
Today's podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Squarespace. I absolutely love Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. So whether you're just starting out managing a growing brand or Squarespace, or you have a brand that's already established, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from your products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. There's so many reasons that you should love Squarespace. You create an account. They have a bunch of templates that just look beautiful. It sets you up very easily to have as much creative control as you want over your website. And there are just so many things you can do with it. You can start a blog on there. You can sell your merchandise or your items on there. You can sell your time on there. You can make restaurant reservations right on a website built by Squarespace. It's truly amazing. Whether you want to email your entire email list or just accrue an email list by having a pop-up that says, sign up for future updates. You don't even need to have your website finished to collect emails to notify people of your launch. There are so many different amazing things about Squarespace. I've been using it for over 10 years myself. We use it here at Wash Media. Right now, Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/steam to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, squarespace.com/steam for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Micah, please proceed.
Continuing on to April 22nd, or April 26th, I should say.
And we're still early in the year.
Everything came early. We've got just 2 to go, everybody.
Can I
Are coming.
break some news?
Sure.
Some personal news. I think my wife just found out she's been paying for my NBA League Pass for like the last 4 years.
Oh, that's good. Did she,
Ooh, Rocket Money.
She was listening. She downloaded Rocket Money.
Yeah, Rocket Money came back to bite you on that one.
She's been looking behind the curtain. Oh, darn it.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
April 26th, St. Vincent All-Born Screening. Speaking of Dallas artists, you familiar with Annie Clark, aka St. Vincent, Dave?
Yeah, I think I heard about them first through you.
Yeah,
her.
Yeah.
This goes back to Grand X.
Yes. I'm a longtime fan. St. Vincent is an artist that changes her style and very thematic, very stylized, and changes it kind of dramatically for every album. Her last album was called Daddy's Home and was very like 70s R&B themed, kind of 70s sleaze visuals. And this is much different. This is more of a return to kind of her hard rocking past. If you're not a St. Vincent fan and you want to listen to it, I wouldn't suggest listening to the first 2 songs on the album called Hell Is Near and Reckless. They are quite slow tempo and dark. And, if you just try and tell your buddies, hey, man, I've been listening to this album. You want to hear it? And they go, yeah. If you play the first 2 tracks for them, they're going to be like, dude, what are you doing?
Hell is near.
Hey, did not know she got her start with Polyphonic Spree.
I did not know
in
that
the choir.
either. I did not know that either.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim DeLauder.
But once you get to tracks 3, 4, and 5, let's go. Let me just say that Broken Man, which was sort of the single here, is a tremendous rock and roll song. It's been nominated for several Grammys, I believe. A performance that is just off the charts. She is screaming and yelling in a way that you can't even fathom. It's very good. The track Flea features Dave Grohl on drums, and it is a rocking, rollicking, Led Zeppelin-esque track.
Noted philanderer.
Okay.
Correct.
You didn't have to bring
That's
it
true.
up.
Big Time
Still,
Nothing.
He philandered.
He did. Big Time Nothing is a track that has a tremendous beat to it. This I mentioned also with Gary Clark Jr. This is the first time I think she had just solo produced the album, and she's tinkering a lot. There's a lot of tinkering going on here. There's a lot of playing with automatic beats. There's a lot of sort of Tool energy in some of these tracks. Perfect
band?
Circle. Yeah, like the band.
Okay.
46 and 2.
Right. There's a lot of that. And if you listen to Broken Man, it gives big 9 Inch Nails vibes. So
Okay,
she's
a little
playing
industrial vibe.
Yeah, I think you would really enjoy these 3 tracks, Dave.
I'm gonna check
Plug
it
in
out.
Broken Man, Flea, and Big Time Nothing.
Real artist tinker.
There's a lot of tinkering, possibly to her detriment, but possibly in a very interesting way. Again, there's not a lot of radio hits. These things don't, these aren't screaming top 40, which, Annie Clark, the artist who is known as St. Vincent, has collaborated with Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo and a lot of actual hit makers. So she
David
can
Byrne.
do that. And David Byrne, of course. But that's not really what this album is. I would love to see her live on this album, and I'm probably not going to be able to. She is coming to Austin mid-April. So,
Okay.
yes, and I did not see Beyonce either, just for the record. And then moving forward to our final album, Leon Bridges' album entitled Leon, which is ironic because Leon is not his real name. Do you know what Leon Bridges' real name is?
Luigi.
It's not Luigi. It's kind of funnier than that.
Micah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. It's actually Todd Bridges.
Okay.
Yes.
He should have gone with that.
Well, the TV show beat him to it. So
That's tough.
He changed his name to Leon. And the album is called Leon. Again,
Todd Bridges still around.
the show?
No, the Todd Bridges, the actor.
Oh, I thought there was a TV
Different
show called
Strokes.
Todd Bridges.
Different Strokes.
Oh, still with us.
Yeah. He's still alive. He had some problems back in the day. Sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, this album shares a lot of production, a lot of the same producers as the Casey Musgraves album.
Yeah, they are. They will frequently
Yes, and
like
they've
each other's
collaborated.
groms and whatnot. They're friendly in the Texas music scene.
Yeah, and they share a lot of the production here, and it's similar. It's very different. It's not as ethereal, yes, but it's you can kind of hear the similarity, the cross pollination, if you will.
Sure.
It's also interesting because this is an album that's hard to kind of. I don't know how you really classify this one. It's R&B, but it's not. It's a long way from like if you think about what I'd call modern R&B, like Usher, for example. It's not that. There aren't a lot of bangers, so to speak, on this track, on this album. It is sort of folky, and he's very Will would like it because it's a lot of like backward thinking. Not backward thinking. That sounded weird.
That's old Will for you.
Nostalgic thinking. I apologize. Will's
Looking
a
back.
king of nostalgia. He circles back. Including one of my favorite tracks, Panther City, a place Dave, I'm sure, is very familiar
Let's
with.
go.
Which includes the lines, going down to the community center, rock, paper, scissors, because you know the winner would be the first to play Nintendo 64. It's one of the most beautiful lines of the whole album, and he's just saying Nintendo 64. I love it. It's a good track.
It's a juxtaposition.
What's your favorite N64 game, Micah?
You can say GoldenEye.
Probably GoldenEye, Mario Kart.
There we go.
Yeah.
Leon Bridges, Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas, of course. And he the first time I listened to this album, I liked it. And I was listening to it it was on the radio or one of these songs I was listening to, whatever. And I had my wife in the car and go, oh, this song, it mentions Jane. It's about our daughter, sort of. It makes me think about her. And when you've just heard something once, but like it feels familiar.
Sure.
So like after the first verse, I'm like, okay, all right, now here's where he talks about Jane. And the second verse starts with the lines, all the crackheads and prostitutes on Rosedale, my father said, go straight home or I'd catch hell. Don't walk around them streets at night. And my wife looked at me like, what? This is a song about my daughter? I'm like, oh, wait, maybe it's the next line. And then it says, there was a girl, she lived on Pinky Street. Her name was Jane. I used to drive by her house every day. That was my first taste of love. Something along those lines. It's
Leon's
a great
joining
song.
us right now.
It's crazy that you sing it so much better than him.
I don't. And that's what's interesting also about this album is there isn't any background singers. There are in spots, but there's a lot of like big production. There's a lot of strings. There's a lot of attention to detail. There's some Marvin Gaye kind of like expanded jam elements here, but it's mostly just Leon Bridges singing and singing in his way, which I enjoy.
Hey, Will, do you remember ACL like 2017, 2018? It was right after Coming Home. I think it was his debut album came out. That's a throwback R&B album. And we're watching him. This is at like 3 p.m., 4 p.m.
It was later than that. Sun was going down.
And Stu is with us, your old boy Stu.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, you guys want to smoke a joint? We're like, okay,
What?
I'll
Marijuana?
smoke a joint.
Wow.
And we did. And I was I don't really smoke. I'm more of like a very light early bird gummy guy. Just got
microdose.
annihilated.
Annihilated.
Oh.
The rest of the day was just a
Yeah,
blur.
it was probably not what we needed at that moment, and I left the festival shortly thereafter.
Shout out to Stu, though.
I did see Leon Bridges' ACL this year.
Bigger crowd, I'm assuming.
Bigger crowd. It's not, when he first became famous, sort of that throwback R&B. And then this is their unique thing he's doing now. My favorite track on the album, though, and we are almost done with Micah's music recap of the year, whatever we're calling it, is called Laredo. And it includes these lyrics, Dave, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. Play me something down tempo, low key and rock steady, body hitting like Kimbo, falling for you like confetti. More whiskey and ginger, love, I'm just a beginner. What happened if I stayed in Laredo for just one more night? I just love that. Body hitting like Kimbo, falling for you like confetti. How good is that?
Is that a Kimbo Slice reference?
I believe it is. Do
Rest
you
in
know any
peace.
other Kimbos?
No.
I was just trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are two excellent tracks. There's a lot to listen to here. Check it out. Enjoy. Never Satisfied is quite good. Ain't Got Nothing on You is quite good and nice. This is fun. It's fun. It's not like a party album, but it's good for a listen. And that concludes the longest segment I've ever done on any of these podcasts.
Do you want to run
Look
it
at
back? I took some notes.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay. Robert Earl King is Billy Joel.
Keen.
Keen. Nora Jones is Willie Nelson. Casey Musgraves is The Byrds and Joni Mitchell. Larry Clark Jr. is Loud. Cowboy Carter is the album of the year. St. Vincent is Tinkering, and Leon Bridges is Todd Bridges.
Well done, Randy.
Done.
That's
That was
mostly
very
true.
succinct.
TLDR.
Very well done, Randy.
That's
very
why
well
we
done.
pay him.
Should we just move on to this weekend in fun? I think we combined.
Yeah.
Bro,
You're
let's go
right.
out this weekend. There's a crazy event happening.
I like to turn up.
Bro, there's a crazy event happening.
Let's just go have fun and let go with it.
Little Woodrows, let's go.
This weekend in fun, presented by our friends over at Twillery. Meet Twillery, the performance menswear brand that brings life-changing functionality to your wardrobe. Whether you're headed to the office or airport, Twillery's line of suits, shirts, polos, and jeans will keep you cool, won't wrinkle, and will have plenty of stretch to keep you comfy. To top it off, everything including their suits are machine washable, so no more trips to the dry cleaners. I picked up a pair of their pants recently, 2 different colors, blue and this dark green that just absolutely hits during the fall time. And yeah, I've been playing some golf in them. Yeah, they got the stretch. Yeah, they got the fit. I'm a 33-30 for those out there, kind of a niche size. And guess what? They had that, and guess what? They fit perfectly. As a special offer to our listeners, use code WASHED18 for $18 off your first order of $139 or more at Twillery.com. Again, that's WASHED18 for $18 off your first order of $139 or more at Twillery.com. Twillery, tailored for performance. Dave, what are you doing this weekend?
Glad you asked, Will. Friday evening, there's a potential dinner. I claimed that there was going to be a dinner last weekend.
Yeah, what the hell?
Allegedly, I don't listen. I miss things unless I have a calendar invite or if it's just spelled out for me. This is what I've been told, but I've clarified it is Friday evening, so there could be a dinner. Friday during the day, there is rumors of a potential. Can I say it, Randy?
Huh?
Little coffee, little potential.
Yeah. A little potential maybe coffee Friday during the workday.
We'll see about it.
Maybe in the morning.
Maybe in the morning.
A little live broadcast like we did last week.
You want to move some merch? Go to washmedia.shop. Get you one of them row pass there, Hoss, right there, Randy. Show it.
Yeah, I got it.
Still got like a few left. Saturday. So as I've mentioned a couple times, my wife's playing bunco. You familiar with this?
Oh, my wife is playing bunco tomorrow night, as a matter of fact.
Thursday night's the bunco night for the gals. And, well, they're doing a big Christmas party. And it's like your classic, you got to wear a sweater, whole deal. And guess what I'm wearing? Guess what I'm bringing out?
Pants milk.
Nope. Thought about it, though.
Ho, ho, ho assassination sweater.
Nope. I had some people quit the pod over that.
Do we need a second one?
Quitting the pod over an ugly Christmas sweater is embarrassing behavior.
It was in poor taste, is what I was told.
It's embarrassing behavior.
No, I'm going tired elf.
Okay. Is that going to play? Do you think they're going to get it?
Here's the deal. I should have led with this. I have met a couple of the husbands. am not in a texting relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
I am see them at the Meanwhile Brewing relationship. Have not had a serious conversation. I've gone to like one or two events with a couple of the bunco wives. I don't know them well. I don't know if they know what I do for a living, and that's fine.
Have fun explaining that.
Right. And I understand wearing a Christmas sweater, especially one that we have made, especially one that is a reference to a very popular meme.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous. It's almost like wearing an adult breathalyzer costume, robot breathalyzer costume to a family-friendly Halloween party at some neighbors that you don't know that well, which I did last year. Oops. Anyway. It was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
But I'm
You
rocking
didn't
it.
know.
I'm rocking it.
You didn't know.
I don't know what the reception is going to be. Look, I'm sure there will be somebody there familiar with the meme, and hopefully we can have a laugh.
You want me to do my impression of Dave explaining the shirt to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just holding up the.
It's the meme. You know what? Hey, send me that. Even though I could easily find it, send me that so I have that to show them. It's almost going to be like the guy on Halloween who wears a costume and has to wear a name tag because nobody knows what it is. But my name tag will be a picture of the meme that I'll just have ready. Like, hey, it's this. It's like a reference. Kind of. It was big online. I don't know how online you are.
You never want to ask someone how online are you.
Yeah, are you on Bluesky?
It doesn't set up.
Check out
From
my
what
friend.
we've learned with Micah today, it doesn't set up the conversation well.
This has not been a good performance by me.
No,
Yes, it
you've
has.
been good.
No, you've been great.
Good.
I'm not online enough. I'm sorry to all the niche internet list following people on this podcast. I'm sorry. I feel like I let everybody down by not being more online.
Do you think Pierce is upset with you?
Pierce.
No, Pierce is fine. Can I shout out the
Yeah, please. Go. Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. Go.
Well, here we go. I know people on Reddit. I'm looking right in the camera, you bozos, who are mad that I do the bit about plugging my business. Get out of my business. All right? And if you want help for your business, call me. Lease Point Funding Group, America's #1 equipment financing company. Holler at me. Sales reps, I know you're out there. I know you're trying to move stuff before the end of the quarter, before the end of Q4, before the end of the year. You've got your deals out there. You need third-party financing. If you sell equipment of any sort, come find me. Come join my professional network on LinkedIn. And shout outs to the guys at Lease Point Funding Group. There's C. Murda. There is the real D-Man, who is still beefing with Dave.
He's not the original, but he's the real.
He's the real one. And he wanted me to throw you the bird, which I won't do on camera. There's the Beard. There's T-Bone. And then there's our newest member, Harry Jung.
My guy.
Welcome to the fam, Harry.
My guy.
Oh, yeah. All right, Harry.
Get you some H-bomb.
Hey, Michael will help you make your nut. It's Q4. Let's close it strong.
We are
Yes.
And Will, that's pretty much it. I'm going to yield my time.
Sorry, Micah yielded your time first.
No.
It's messed up.
No.
It's messed up.
I'm looking
I
forward
forgot we
to
were
it.
talking about this weekend in fun.
Micah,
it's
what are you
okay.
doing this weekend?
I don't really have any plans. We're
All right.
going to my parents' house for early Christmas.
Hey.
As my wife and I are going to New York.
You wanna call Steve?
next week? No, just go to the HEB and you can see him. He'll be
The
there.
new one?
No, he'll be at the Westlake HEB like he is basically every day.
That's what parents do these days. They just go to the grocery store.
I saw Dylan at that one. He had like a pineapple upside down in his
I
cart.
heard that.
It was weird.
He's
Heard
been going
about
through a
that.
big pineapple phase.
That's a great grocery store. Let me just say.
I wish the parking situation. It's easy to find a parking spot at the new HEB,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't always want to ride up elevators and escalators just to walk into a grocery store.
Yeah.
It's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, what am I doing here?
It's a lot.
I'm just trying to get some milk real quick.
Let the guy get some milk.
Let me get some milk. What are you bringing to the Christmas celebration?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to. My wife has bunko on Wednesday, so I'm probably going to make some cookies. I found a recipe. My Instagram feed is basically cookies now.
If you make any chimichurri this holiday season, please holler at your boy.
Okay.
Mine is just like
I don't think
cookies.
that's
It
enough.
rhymes with it.
So what you did it all for?
Come on, man.
You gonna ask what I'm doing this weekend, Mike?
What are you gonna do,
Like,
buddy?
come on, dude.
I don't
what's
host
your
the show,
problem?
man.
Hey,
I'm
what did
just
you
a
do this
guest.
weekend?
Well,
Do your job for you?
I'm kind of just doing the same thing both nights this weekend. On Friday night, I will be going to see one Michigan bluegrass artist, Billy Strings,
There you go.
Oh,
at ACL Moody Theater. And then on Saturday night, I will be going to ACL Moody Center, the Moody Center, to go see Billy Strings again.
Back
The
to
concert
back.
on Friday night, you could only get tickets for if you bought tickets to go to the Saturday night show. And so my wife bought me tickets for the Friday night show, which we are going to go to together because they have seats there.
oh, nice.
If you see me in my cowboy boots on Saturday, it's because we're GA and I need some height.
Who are you going with on Saturday?
Just absolutely mobbing with the lads. I'm going with my buddy, Dr. Nick. Going with noted
good
friend of the
doctor.
pod, Ryan. Dave,
Oh.
Dave unfortunately had to back out of this because of the party that he's going to. And so we have filled his slot with my friend Michael. And so, yeah, I don't know. Hoping that it can go well. I haven't stood up at a concert in GA in a long time for a long in a while.
Luckily, you're gonna be rocking Takova's boots.
I'm just I'll be rocking my Kovas. I'm a little worried about my Dom setting in the next day after standing up for that long.
That's true.
But we'll see how that goes down.
Yeah. Luckily, you're not bringing Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan wouldn't last 5 minutes at this show.
Nah.
No.
If you see Will at the show, hit him with the circle.
Give me the circle, dude.
This is also like that when you see like a squad leader on like if you're watching Sicario or something, and like a Delta Force like leader is like getting the team to like go. This means something. I think this means like move up. So
Yeah, maybe we should change it to like maybe right in the front. You know, there's
That's
something
terrible.
that has.
See, that's weird.
That's
though,
terrible.
Yeah,
because
like
doing?
this. You know,
if it's just this,
What the
if
hell,
it's just a
Randy?
finger twirling in the air, strangers aren't going to be like, "What is that guy doing?" They're like, "Oh, he's probably communicating with a friend." If there's someone going like this, that's just like, what is that weirdo?
it's
Yeah.
almost like you're trying to open up a portal.
yeah.
Yeah, you might as
What
well
if-
just scream "fuck
what
you,
if-
Dorn." To
What if we
Dylan.
just
Same
do
thing.
like
I'm fine with that.
the crack pepper one? thing?
He does crack pepper like this.
Does Dylan not understand that?
the fresh it up pepper?
Do you ever have moments where you don't think he understands what we're doing when we ask him to crack pepper?
Yeah, it's almost like when you give like a new ball to your golden retriever. That's the look he kind of gives you, where he's just like, "Sure, I'll take this ball."
Yeah, and it's like we're having you do something that is kind of inappropriate.
You know, he has to get it.
But
He's been doing.
he's
this
usually
show a
not
long
willing
time.
to do those things.
Well, you know, he's really let loose.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets it.
Yeah.
He thinks we're just cracking pepper.
Why do they keep on bringing up this crack pepper thing? I'll keep showing.
Okay, let's find out.
I'm not going to be cracking any pepper this weekend unless we go to a Italian restaurant and order a Caesar salad, which I don't think I'm doing. You might be getting that crack pepper, Playboy.
Friday night is Caesar salad watch.
Well, to
Been
fill
this
out
year.
my weekend, I'll be going to a 4-year-old birthday party on Saturday morning, and I'll be watching Manchester United versus Manchester City on Sunday morning.
Oh,
Can't wait to be mad on
Bro.
Sunday afternoon.
bro, stay offline, dude.
Dude.
Do you have the big content guy clip there?
Which one?
It's for the other podcast, but when my team wins.
That's not him.
That's shito.
Oh, it's Shito.
Yeah,
I'm
come on,
sorry,
dude.
I apologize.
The original.
God, this guy is just.
He
you need to
was
get
a big
back
content
online.
guy.
He was
You
a
need to
big
rot your
content
brain
guy.
more.
Yeah. You don't have much brain rot.
It's been a lot of fun.
All right, guys. We'll get out of here. Micah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.